starving.
Okay,
Holy shit, I'm hungry. We want food. We want food.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're back to a new podcast. Look at all this food we got. I don't know what you guys can see or can't. We got some avo toast, both of us. I got some French fries. He got some pancakes.
Yes.
Very excited to get this podcast started. All right, so in the mukbang, my brother, you just eat. Go ahead and eat. Guys, we got Teo, Mr. Teo Richie here. Famous or infamous, I don't know which one you call it. 5 million on TikTok.
Both.
5 million on TikTok. Thousands and thousands of subscribers on OnlyFans. Top 0.00 whatever 1%.
04.
How you doing today, my friend?
Bro, I'm doing amazing. Thank you for having me. It's been a crazy journey in this life, in this planet, in this city, and I'm looking forward to what you want to talk about, to be honest.
Honestly, let's just get started a little bit. So, some of you guys obviously know Teo and I are actually quite close friends. Not everybody that's going to be on my podcast is going to be a close friend per se, but Teo and I hang out quite a bit. He's been.
Alright, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
No problem.
Appreciate it. Teo and I have known each other for how long have we known each other now?
Like 2 years, I'd
2
say?
years,
Yeah.
2 years about. We both met when Teo just moved to the US basically. And yeah, just give us kind of like a little rundown why you came here, what you did, and kind of where you are right now in life and what
Yeah.
you're planning to do the next.
So I was coming to the US when I was like 20 years old.
Where are you from?
I'm from Australia.
What city?
Melbourne,
Australia.
Australia. I never really fit in with people. I was always like a lone wolf sort of guy. And I had big dreams with my music career. And I won the green card lottery, so I started coming to LA and to America. And, went through all the fucking bullshit of everyone promising me shit and dreams and we'll make you famous and all this, that. So, basically from there, I would go home, like work like a shitty job, like save money, come back. And then it was like 2020 COVID in August. And I was just like, you know what, fuck it. I'm just gonna move like legit.
So you moved in 2020,
So I moved like in the middle of COVID. Everything was sort of closed, but like in LA, everything was sort of like, still operational, I guess. Like,
Somewhat, yeah.
there were, I guess house parties and all this stuff.
I think everywhere was just like still a little operational, but at the end of the day, we all had like quarantine going on. Work kind of stuff. That's kind of why I started with social media in general. And
You started 2020 as well.
2020 March. You started when? Posting on like TikTok.
Yeah, like 2020, like October, November.
Yeah, so like maybe like almost a year later than me. God damn, he caught up real quick and then passed me super fast. But you do sick interviews, you know what I mean? Like
Thanks,
your
bro.
content is it's just very like grabbing, It's different. One thing I always say about Teo as well, and he does not mind acting like a clown, just to bring some entertainment to people and to have some fun, right?
Absolutely. The thing is that I am sort of intelligent, sort of. I'm just gonna say that because I'm pretty humble, but to not give a fuck about what people think about you is the greatest enlightenment in life.
That is true.
So many people are burdened by their family's thoughts, their friends' thoughts, people online. Oh, what are they gonna comment? Who fucking cares, So when I like overtook myself in that regard, I noticed I became more successful because I was just posting without caring, and just coming up with like good content for the audience. But yeah, basically in 2020, August, moved to LA, and then
Why did you move?
I moved for music.
Ah.
And basically, we started hanging around like influencers and stuff because everyone, like, I'd meet these girls and like, why don't you do TikTok? Like, you're so made for it. I'm like, nah. Like, my shit doesn't do well, blah, blah. I had a couple of people forcing me. I met some people who got me into OnlyFans. They'd be like, oh, you can make $20,000 a month. And I was like, no fucking way. Like, that was like a lot of money to think about back then when you're earning nothing, really. I had like $600 in my US bank account. So then, what happened next? I'm just so into this food.
But you guys know what's crazy? That he won the green card lottery. I'm German myself, and I applied for it so many times, and I never won, and the chances of winning is actually quite little, quite low. And fun fact, if you guys know our really good friend, my son, Edward Talk on TikTok.
His parents do.
His parents also won the green card lottery, so it's actually quite crazy when you think about it. I came through a different path. I went to school here, wasn't a student visa, I got a work visa, and took that path, which was, you know, a longer path, that's for sure. But you know, it still got me where I wanted to be. And now, when you did music, when you started doing music, like your goal was to become what? Like who was the person that you looked up to the most?
Drake, Post Malone. There's some other people, but I listened to a lot of rap when I was young. Yeah, I developed my singing ability at like 19 years old, and then the most musical success I've had is since being famous online and marketing myself. You know.
What's your most successful song?
Party Girls.
Party Girls?
Yeah. But yeah, so like at the end of 2020, I started hanging with influencers and stuff like that, and we were in their videos. Like I was in their videos, and it was going viral as fuck. And I'm like, why don't I just do this shit? And then I started doing that at the same time. OnlyFans, I created it. You like that? And the social media was taking off, so OnlyFans was taking off too. And then I guess as time went on, I just got better at it and just kept doing it every day.
So OnlyFans is your main source of income at the moment?
Yeah, predominantly, yeah.
Predominantly OnlyFans. So I know everybody wants to hear this question, but how much roughly per month does your OnlyFans account bring you at the moment?
Average like 100,000, yeah.
100,000. And when you moved here, you told me you worked for Doordash, right?
Mm-hmm. I didn't know what to do to make money, so.
Yeah, I'm not laughing at that. I used to work at Subway, but how much did you make at Doordash?
Bro, I didn't even have a car. I didn't even know what to do to make money, so I like signed up, and I would do the car routes, but on my bike. I bought a $99 bike from Walmart, and bro, I remember like my calves were burning, bro. I'm doing these deliveries like up hills. I only did it for like a week or two. I was like, fuck this. Anyway, I think I was getting like $6 an hour or something. Shit was terrible.
But I guess what I'm trying to say is there's always ways to make it, you know?
Yeah.
And then you got a very successful Snapchat show as well that pays you, right? So one thing I want to make sure that people always think, you know, it's easy to be an OF creator. It's, you know, it's easy to just do that, whatever, but it certainly isn't. You know, I know a lot of people being in the city a lot, even though I don't live here anymore, thank God, but being in the city a lot that do OnlyFans. Pretty much everybody does at this point, and not many people, or almost nobody's as successful as my friend Teo here.
Thanks, bro. Yeah, I just figured out like what people wanted to see, how to sell things, and honestly online I'm just being myself, to be honest. And I think I always thought my whole life, because I always like maintained a good physique and like worked out. I'd always work out for a minimum an hour a day. Like
You work out every day?
At the park, like I never missed a day. My family would always be like, when I was growing up, oh, you should do like a fitness course, this, that, blah, blah. You need to make money off your body. And I'd always be like, bro, I don't want to be a fucking trainer. Like I don't know nothing about fitness. I just know how I want my body to look and what makes me healthy and fit, you know? So it was sort of a good thing that I could display that online and I guess monetize what other people think is exceptional.
Guys, by the way, all of Teo's links will be down in the description. So link to his Instagram, to his link tree, whatever. If you guys want to check out his music, his pages, his fun pages, his spicy pages, make sure you check it out as well.
Thank you, bro.
It's gonna be all below. You never know where this video goes, right? We might get 2,000 views, we might get 20 million. You never know.
It's like one
That's
of
the
those,
beauty of social media, though.
I know, it's crazy.
That is the beauty of social media, guys. I cannot tell you how many times I've uploaded a video that I thought is amazing, and it ended up being horse shit. And then also, how many times I've uploaded a video that I thought is garbage, and they got me 500,000 followers.
Bro, it's every time, it's every day. It's every fucking day. It's crazy. And like when you just post and have no expectation of I deserve this many views or blah blah blah, and you just do it because you actually love it and you want to provide that content for people, you're naturally going to be successful.
I do have to say the one thing that bothers me the most is people complaining, oh, I don't get any views, I don't get any views. If you don't get any views, do shit content, you know? If you don't get any views, I promise you, you're doing shit content. It's very simple, you know? Nobody is specifically targeted. There's no person sitting at any of these social media platforms going, oh, fuck this guy, we're gonna take away all his views and he's not gonna do anything. You know, yes, there are community guidelines, yes, you can get in trouble for certain things, but if you, in general, don't get good views, you're basically posting shitty content. And I can attest to that because a lot of times I post videos and I'm like, well, I guess this was shitty content.
And then you learn.
And then you learn and then you try to post different ones. And whatever works, you gotta keep doing that, you know? I mean, when we started doing our little family on TikTok, with him being my son and Edward being my son, I mean, we started blowing up because it's a lot of fun and people love watching that and just having a ball. Fun fact, he's obviously not my son.
That's not true. But I want him to be my daddy.
Because you moved to Vegas now, right? Like you officially live in Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
Do you like being in Vegas or you miss LA more? Like,
I mean,
I knew you still spent some time here, but where do you prefer to be? I would ask like that.
different cities have like different benefits. I like LA, but in like small doses, you know. Some of the people here are just terrible people. But also, I just feel like it doesn't matter, you know, with what we do, it doesn't matter where we are anymore, you know. We make the same money. Like I was in Australia for 2 months and I made more money in Australia than I did in the US, and I was like, and I was paranoid about like being home for so long. I'm not going to be able to work. I was filming, you know, I was around my family, and it was really good.
It's amazing.
And
Do you miss your family?
A lot, yeah. Yeah, a lot. I always do. It's one of the main reasons I think about like just moving back every day. But
Interesting.
I also have selfish desires, and I'm hungry for success. And
How old are you now, Teo?
I'm 26.
26 years old. When are you turning 27? Oh, you just turned 26.
I just turned 26 like 3 days ago.
Yeah, 3 days ago. I was at his birthday and I forgot already.
The craziest thing too is, regarding content, the world doesn't understand how, not even backwards, how easygoing Australian culture is and Australians are. For example, like bro, I would go outside of the house to like a shopping center, and all these kids are storming me, and I want to get a video with them. Like, oh, let's just do a video, and they're like, all right, let's do it, bro. That makes their whole day. But then like the culture of like Americanism and everyone else looks at that like, oh, like why is he around kids? Like blah blah blah. I'm like, bro, you care way too much about shit that does not matter. You know what I mean? It's just like it's crazy. And that's another thing. Like if I wanted to let that affect me, for sure I'd stop doing content with kids. But fucking love them, bro. They're like, it makes their day, it makes them happy. They go to school, they feel like heroes, you know?
Yeah. I mean, one thing I do agree that I find a little crazy. The thing is, in this country, in the U.S., it's just so many
Rules.
No, it's not even that. It's just like you hear so many crazy things. You hear all these negative things constantly. I mean, the news is just negative things, right? Like, how often do you watch the news and there's something happy? That doesn't really happen. I mean, everything in the news is horrible news. And you hear so many predators out there, and there are a lot of predators out there, but I personally, you know, being raised in Eastern Europe, I mean, all my family is the type of person, you know, most of my family are the type of people that when they see a kid, and a stranger's kid, because I'm from a small town where there's no danger, there's no predators like that, at least that you know of, you know? And most of my family is the type, because I'm from a small place, where it's like, oh, you see a stranger's kid, and like it's cool being like, oh, how are you doing? Like, you know, playing with it. And here, obviously, in the U.S., due to many horrible things that have happened and that we see in the news, it's just not cool anymore to even like say that. So whatever. But I mean, you know, are you looking to have kids someday?
I think so, yeah.
You want to have kids, yeah?
Yeah.
You're gonna make them crazy like yourself?
I think they'll naturally be crazy. But
having kids for sure would be cool. I don't know still, but I think eventually, right? Have a kid. I got my doggy.
I think you will
my
too,
child,
bro.
you know?
I think you will. The thing is like, even though I'm like crazy and whatever, I'm like very strict and disciplined on myself. So like when I have kids, they're gonna be like they're gonna be disciplined like really well. Like have good routines and shit.
Would you smack your kids?
Not on, never on the face, no. But elsewhere, yeah.
Did you get
for sure.
spanked as a kid? Nice.
For sure, I got hit a bunch. Wooden spoons, backhands, front hands. But guess what? It made me who I am.
Who spanked you more, your mom or your dad?
I think my mum, but my dad's hurt more.
Of course.
And my dad would use the belt sometimes. In Italian, they call it the la cinta.
I only got the belt a few times in my life. I didn't get it too often.
But yeah. But when they like hit you once with it, it's not like they're beating you with a belt every day. But they do it once, and then you know that it fucking hurts. So you're like, okay. Then when they bring it out, the next time, you're just like, okay, I better stop, you know. But I think it's good.
I mean,
for
I
a
don't
kid.
know. I don't know necessarily like if I would hit my kids nowadays. If I had a kid, you know, I think back in the day it was definitely more acceptable. And most people that are watching this probably used to be spanked or like kind of hit. It's just important to not take it to abuse. I'm assuming that's kind of the number one thing. But I think it would be better to talk about it when you do actually have kids. You know.
I think it's important if you do hit them, like to not do it out of emotion. You know, you're doing it simply for discipline. Like you're not acting on your anger and taking it out on them. That's wrong.
How do you feel like the differences in the culture between LA and Melbourne, especially when it comes to what you're doing? So you kind of like pointed to it, right? And obviously what you're doing, a lot of people would think that you're bisexual or maybe homosexual or whatever. And we're not going to dive into that. And, you know, we're obviously want everybody to be comfortable and be whatever they want to be. But obviously I'm sure that you've felt some backlash at some point for what you do on the internet, you know, showing yourself, showing your body and
Do you mean backlash from like the community or from like people's judgments? People's
judgments in person. People that you know, like people that maybe you used to be friends with as kids. Like I see this myself from what the things I do, that I have people back home that I'm still close friends with, and then they tell me that other people that I'm not friends with anymore talk so much smack about what I do on the internet, and I have to be okay with that, and I am. But how you know, obviously you're in that sense you're much bigger than me, and you go way further than I go when it comes to all of those, you know, that path that you've taken with OnlyFans and whatever.
Yeah.
So how have you dealt with that, and have you felt a lot of backlash? Because I know a lot of people that want to start something like this, that's what holds them back the most. They're super afraid. What will my parents think? My grandparents, my immediate family, but also my far family and friends and people from home. You know.
Look, at the start, I was very paranoid about what people close to my life would think about it. At the end of the day, are they putting money into your bank account? No. And when people see, it doesn't matter what you do. When people see that, they see the numbers, whether it's followers, money, blah blah blah. They can't say anything, bro, and they don't. And instead, let's say people are complaining about, oh, you shouldn't do this type of video, or you shouldn't post that, or this was a little much, don't you think? They're the same people now that, you know, I'm providing for your lifestyle, to be honest. Like, I'm actually, and you're looking up to me because, bro, all that people really care about, unfortunately, and I disagree with this mentality, is money. And like, if you shake a man's hand in a room and you know he's broke, you're gonna look down to him like I'm better than you. And if you shake a billionaire's hand, you're gonna feel threatened and be like, oh, how can I be like this guy? It's like, as a man, I think it's like natural status. But for me, man, I've never, even when I was broke, I never cared about what people thought about me. I was always I'd look at myself in the mirror and tell myself I love myself, you know? I can do anything. I'm able to achieve anything, and to be honest, there's nothing special about me except the fact that I apply myself.
You're consistent, right?
Yeah, consistent.
I talk about it in every video. We talked about it in the previous video that I posted with Nimai as well. Consistency is what takes you wherever you want to go. And where you want to go is something that you have to decide for yourself. Yeah. Like, that's not going to be something that someone else can tell you. And you have to take a lot of paths where you fail to be able to get where you want to be, right? You can't, you know, nobody's woken up. I mean, maybe there's a couple people, but 99.9% of people have never woken up and just done what they wanted to do and be immediately super successful, right? So that's kind of...
But when you do make it, whatever making it is, you look back at the shit times. When you do make it, you look back at the shit times like it was the best time of your life. And that's what makes it memorable, is the failure.
Every time I think back, you know, nostalgia works in a funny way in our brains. Every time I look back at life, I always see myself where I had the least amount, where I was the happiest. But the fun fact is, I think that that's kind of a mentality in our brain that you have to work on yourself, because we always tend to look back and be nostalgic about the things that have happened.
Gonna finish that?
Yeah, we'll eat this. and
This one?
Yes, I'm gonna eat
Just
all of
just
this.
one of them.
No, he already wants to eat my food. All right, guys, I think we're gonna call this maybe a day here, because otherwise it's gonna be a little bit too long. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. We're just trying to have some like fun conversations, just be relaxed, talk about super random things. You know, last question for you, Teo. Would you say that money immediately brings happiness?
Immediately?
Yeah,
Definitely no.
definitely no.
No.
So you will say that money helps, right?
I think it's a good tool, and if you can get it to make your life more stress free. But I think stress is good, and I think the most beautiful things in life come from inside you.
Okay. So I would agree with that. The more money you have doesn't necessarily make you more happy. Booma, booma.
See you guys.
Oh my God, he's eating my food already. Thank you guys. Thanks for tuning in today, guys. Thanks for watching this whole freaking 20-minute video. You guys are very much appreciated. Again, make sure you guys subscribe, click the little bell so that you get notified every time I post a new video. Again, all the links, all the links and everything to Teo's pages will be in the description below. And I'll see you guys next time.
See you later.
Krispy out.